Hey, good morning. It's Thanksgiving Day here at our home, and I've got a turkey to smoke, but I wanted to do something interesting. I've got this Jackery solar generator here. I bought this last year on Black Friday. Just want to show you, it's currently at 99%, so it's pretty much full. This is the Explorer 1000, 110 volt, 1000 watts is what it's capable of. And should be way more than I need, obviously, to power this. But I was a little bit curious to see what sort of draw this would pull, as well as just how well this would handle a, 4 hours or so of smoking. In part because I want to test out all of my emergency gear all the time. Solar generators are something I was fairly skeptical about, but I found over the last year a lot of uses for it in everyday life, which I highly recommend using it fairly regularly if it's something that's going to be in your emergency kit, but also because batteries like these, they do tend to slowly drain, and once they're completely out, leaving them dead for a long time is a problem. So if you have a solar battery like this and it sits in storage for several years, that's going to be a problem. Now, I've been impressed by this one. I charged it to a full charge after I last used it. It's been a couple of months and it's still 99%. So didn't even recharge it. So we're going to plug it in. We're going to get this thing warming up, and then I'm going to put the turkey on. I'm plugging it into this. All right, we're gonna turn this thing on.
Sure that's gonna work?
Yeah, no problem.
Because if it turns off while we're gone.
It won't. It's putting out currently 2 watts. Can handle 1,000. Now we'll kick it on. We'll set it to smoke. That's just how we get it warming. And it's currently drawing 187 watts. And this also holds capacity, or 1,000 watt hours. 1,000 watts for an hour. If it's using 200 watts, that's 5 hours. It's not even using 200 watts. I'll check on it. I'm trusting this thing with my bird. So I'm generally following a recipe from Malcolm Reed from How to Barbecue Right. I'll link to that in the description because he's good. He certainly knows what he's talking about. So this is going to be my rub here. It's basically a mix of like a poultry seasoning, a poultry rub actually is what I chose, some granulated garlic powder, and kosher salt, coarse kosher salt. So that's what I'm going to be rubbing on here. First I'm going to brush on a bunch of this butter. For you like avid grillers, I'm probably doing stuff wrong, I'm sure. I bet Malcolm would be disappointed in me. I don't know, I think he's awesome and would probably be glad to see me doing it. I did the turkey 3-4 years ago for my wife's family and on the pellet grill. And ever since then, this is what we have. Give credit where it's due. My dad started it the year before. He did our family turkey. And my wife was like, oh my gosh, this is the best turkey I've ever had. So she's the one that made it happen with her family too. Inspired by my dad in a lot of ways. All right, just hang on to that. So once I got the grill good and lit, I went back out there to turn up the temperature to 300, and it was only pulling 26 watts. So I think it's gonna last just fine. I went ahead and turned up the temperature, didn't even change the wattage, saw a little bump for a second and then it jumped back down, sitting around 25, 26 watts. So basically, it's gonna work really well to use that solar generator. I find the solar generator to be a really handy thing for emergency preparedness, especially for kind of the normal everyday emergencies. It's a lot smaller than a normal generator. It's quiet, I can use it indoors. I could power a little electric heater with it. I could power lights with it, all sorts of stuff. I have the solar panels to go with it. So I can recharge pretty well during the day. I mean, as long as I have sun and as long as the emergency doesn't last like forever, we're pretty good. But I also have one of those tri-fuel larger generators, a Furman from Costco, and that's definitely for like powering the freezers and stuff. Anyway, just thought I'd share that. It's not pulling a whole lot of wattage, so we're gonna see how this lasts throughout the day, but I'm pretty confident we're gonna be just fine. Just listening to some Jocko podcast, but now I gotta run out to the garden. Calls for a little bit of onion, and believe it or not, our onions haven't like completely gone to seed or anything yet. We've got Onions still here to harvest. I'll grab a few of these. I think that will do. I'll get one more. So are we up to temperature yet? Let's go check out how much power we're using. We are up to temperature. It says 305. Still 26 watts. I'm at 94%. It was pulling more power at the beginning when it was igniting, but now we're steady at 26. Back inside. You know the recipe's good when it tells you to put an entire stick of butter inside the turkey. The turkey is stuffed. Got my basting mix ready. I'm gonna go put it on the grill. All right, it's in. I also just found out that Jocko doesn't like sushi, so I knew I liked him. I'm gonna add some more pellets, make sure I don't run out, but we're good. Currently using 46 watts, still at 93%. All right, and this, my friends, is a beautiful smoked turkey. I already took a bunch of drippings out to make gravy with. Our Jackery's still at 71%, running off 24 watts. I'm gonna call that a success, both on the turkey and on being able to use that Jackery to run this, because you know, most of the energy being used up here is from the pellets, obviously not from the electricity, so it's a great alternative cooking source. I have a normal propane grill too. I also like to cook with charcoal, so I think knowing and being capable of and having the resources for multiple alternative cooking methods is definitely the way to go for real emergency preparedness. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and we'll see y'all next time.